Hi, my name is Aditya Naravane, and I'm a sophomore at North Attleboro High School.
And what was the topic of your science fair project?
The topic of my science fair project was to make a non-invasive assistive prosthetic that would give people with knee problems support and enhance their abilities with their knees without just completely replacing it, so they could still recover their knee function.
And why did you choose this as the topic of your project?
So in the summer, I'm on a robotics team, and we were showcasing this 150-pound robot at the Franklin Farmers Market. And so my grandfather was here visiting, and so he tried to pick up and lift the robot, and because of a pre-existing knee problem he almost fell, and luckily he was all right. But it really showed me how much pain people with knee problems have to go through and how many normal things they struggle to do.
And so how did you go about designing your prosthetic?
So first I did research, and I decided that to properly assist their muscles, I would use a motor like a servo or a stepper motor like this, which essentially provide very good precision in the motor movements, and they would also assist their muscles and provide stability with competitors, which would be like canes, walkers, and crutches, without being as conspicuous because they're a lot smaller. And for actually controlling it, I'm using a Arduino Nano and electromyography, which is a sensor technique which picks up on the small electrical impulses given off by motor neurons when they control muscles. And so it can understand how intensely the muscle is moving so that it can control the motor, and so it's very intuitive and adaptive, and so it stops exactly when the person stops moving their muscles, and it starts exactly when they start moving their muscles. And so then I designed my first prototype with the servo motor and this case in Onshape, which is a professional CAD platform, and then I wrote the code with the information I learned from my Arduino certification, which I got by doing a lot of small projects over time, and then I eventually took the exam for it.
And then, what are some of the positives of this design, and what are some things that you would like to maybe tweak in the future?
So some of the positives would be that compared to a lot of other solutions, it wouldn't have the same social stigma around it of using a cane or a walker or crutches, and it's a lot smaller and it's a lot sleeker and lighter. But there are definitely some improvements I could make. For one, right now this is very thick and bulky, and so the reason for that is the servo motor, because it takes up a lot of depth in it. And so that's why I'm going to switch to this pancake stepper motor, which provides not only more torque, which means more power, but it's also a lot thinner, which means I could make this a lot thinner to fit on the knee better and be a lot lighter. And then I would also like to use a more flexible plastic than this. This is PETG. I'd like to use TPU, which is a lot more flexible, which would allow it to mold better to the knee shape. And lastly, rather than using this Arduino Nano, I'd like to use this other microcontroller called an ESP32, which would allow Bluetooth connectivity, which would allow the person using it to maybe increase or decrease the support it's giving them as they need.
And then what was the most challenging part of putting together this prototype?
I think the most challenging part was definitely the EMG sensor, because the placement of it is very complex, because if you don't place it in the right place, it won't pick up a consistent signal, which I'm still working on right now.